Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an Instagram Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram a few days ago if you had any questions because 3 years of keto, I haven't done a Q&A on my channel yet, but I thought, you know, why not do it and chit chat with you guys in front of the camera. I also filmed this already and it was an hour long and there was just no way I was going to be able to cut it down. So I asked you guys on my Instagram stories today if you wanted me to break it up into 2 videos and upload them back to back or squeeze it all into one with less information and less talking and stuff like that. But I kind of wanted to elaborate, so I'm glad you guys chose for me to split it up into 2 videos. You know, I go off on tangents and it's kind of hard for me to like stay on track, but I'm gonna do my best. You know, sometimes I talk and talk and talk and try to put so much content in a video, it's like really hard to edit and it takes me like forever a day. I'm gonna be uploading this in 2 parts. I'm gonna be wearing the same thing because I'm gonna be doing the whole video right now. We'll just see how it goes. Tina Strongs, she says, what do you think is the hardest part of doing keto? The hardest part for me is when I go off plan or think, oh, I can control myself. Oh, I don't have like a food problem. Oh, I've been doing this 3 years. I could probably have a cheat day or a couple cheat days. No, it's so hard for me when I have a spastic moment in my brain and I just, you know, put something in my mouth that's not even that delicious. So like, it's a waste of calories, it's a waste of carbs, it's a waste of everything. And it's just like a mental problem that I have. I'm like a foodie, so you know, it's really good being able to do keto because keto has delicious foods, great options, and you know, when you're doing it right and sticking to it, it's really easy to control your cravings. But when I go off keto and have something like maybe even too many strawberries or, you know, something totally off keto because, you know, I think I can handle it, it really sets me back. Not only do I gain, like literally this past vacation that I had, I went and I was like, okay, fine, I'll have a cheat weekend. It was a spur of the moment. I didn't plan anything. I didn't bring anything with me except for my liquid sweetener. Yeah, so it was not the smartest move for me to go totally unprepared, but I could have easily gone to the grocery store and like picked up a rotisserie chicken. I could have got an avocado. I could have made it work, but I was like YOLO in my brain, and so I cheated. I had things that were not keto. I don't even want to mention it, probably because I don't want to trigger you guys, but right after I had that first thing, I was like, what else can I have? What else can I have? Super cool. She wanted to show me her lights. I'll show you guys too. Okay, so yeah, to answer your question, for me, it's getting back on track after eating something that's non-keto because it totally spikes my cravings like through the roof and I go mental and it's really hard for me to get back on. But this, like, what I wanted to say is this last time that I went to San Diego, you guys might have seen that little vacation vlog that I put up, but I was 175 when I left, but I was dehydrated, I'm sure, and I wasn't feeling well, so I was like probably weighing in light. I came back 190, not even kidding you. So I was super depressed because the hardest part is open your mouth. Is coming back from a cheat. So that's why I say not even one bite. Don't even do it to yourselves, especially if you're in the beginning of your journey. It was depressing. I can't believe that I was 175 and then I came back almost 190 or around 190. I don't remember. I think I was like 192 at some point because when I came back home, I still had 3 days where I was still trying to get back on track. And it was so hard for me. And even 3 years later, I still struggle with that. So I hope that answers your question. And that was a tangent, but I had to kind of elaborate. This is why my last video was an hour long. Okay, so Bepo Fit says, is buying a keto meter worth it? Is it necessary to test ketone levels to be successful on keto? Absolutely not. I do have a coupon code for Keto Mojo because they sent me a ketone monitor and I really like it, and it's great if you want to like kind of experiment, say, you know, eat a bowl of strawberries or a few strawberries and see if that affects you like it affects me, you know, or even to test out those weird concoctions.
One eternity later.
Where was I? See, I just can't even think. If you want to get a keto monitor, it's great. The strips are kind of expensive, but like I said, I do have a coupon code and you can get a discount. It's linked in my Instagram or whatever like that. So I'm not trying to push anything. If you guys want to buy it, that's cool, but you can get a coupon. There's probably coupons everywhere. I like it because I like to see if I'm doing well. I like that gratification. Just because I know what foods I need to eat, I know what foods I don't need to eat. But if you're not really aware of things that you can have or things that personally affect you, like sweeteners can affect some people even if they're 0 glycemic. People tell me that they can't even have erythritol because it has a little impact, I believe, but for some people it's just more of an impact. They're more sensitive. Hi. You're so cute. If you want that gratification to see like if you're in ketosis or you want to test a food out. I personally think it's awesome to have, just, you know, to test every once in a while, but it's totally up to you, and it's definitely not necessary. And don't get the pee strips because those are kind of pointless. It only tells you if you're peeing out ketones. So we want to test how much ketones is in the blood. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Cole J Style says, can you please address bowel habits and when you feel your absolute best? Dairy-free keto dairy-free keto question mark? Okay, so dairy-free keto, I feel my absolute best. Honestly, I feel light, I feel less inflamed, like zero inflammation. I feel so svelte when I'm dairy-free keto. My skin feels better. I've got energy for days. I don't want to be dairy-free forever. Like, I would like to indulge on some stinky cheeses and things like that because I love cheese. I'm really trying to kind of eliminate it in my everyday or like every meal sort of thing. It's just really hard because dairy is so good. It's easy, it's convenient. I see myself not having prepped protein and I'm like, but there's cheese right there. But I really seriously avoid snacking on cheese 100% these days. It's not that satisfying. I know that cheese and dairy contributes to my breakouts. So, but about bowel habits, I've only noticed a difference in my bowels when I have a lot of fiber because I just, you know, go more. As far as like constipation, I don't really have that big of an issue. Like sometimes I do when I'm not drinking enough water, not keeping up with my electrolytes and things like that. If you are constipated, I would recommend Calm Magnesium. I really, really love that stuff and I take it usually every single night. Don't really have a problem going because I drink coffee every morning. So that really helps me out a lot there because as soon as I smell the coffee, you know, you can kind of gauge with the Calm. You could put a little bit more or a little bit less depending on how your stool is the next day. And that was really cool. It actually says right on the bottle. So if you put 2 teaspoons and you drink it and you kind of a little bit like having diarrhea the next day, just dial back a little bit on your Calm Magnesium or whatever kind of magnesium you want to take. Keto Mia 66. Of all your keto meals, which is your favorite? Which meal / food is not your favorite? The ones that are not my favorite are the ones that take a lot of time to prep, are the ones that have a lot of ingredients, are the ones that are like a recipe, because then if you're tracking especially, you have to track it in as a recipe and then like calculate your, you know, how many, like maybe how many grams is in the whole entire dish and then divide it up, and it's kind of a hassle that way, especially if you're a busy mom or like busy person like working a lot or whatever. It's really a lot easier just to be like a piece of meat, if you're doing vegetables, a little bit of vegetables and your fat, and it's way easier to calculate that way. My favorite meals, I would say, are bunless burgers because literally you just take the meat, squish it, grill it, and eat it. So I really like that, and it's tasty, and you can get them anywhere. So I like those, and I like, you know, steak and roasted cauliflower with butter. Or I've been really trying to like stay away from a lot of vegetables just because, like, personally for me, it got like a lot of vegetables cause me cravings. I used to eat a lot of vegetables and I think that's another reason why I got carb creep and then I started to get cravings again. Kind of like a downward spiral for me. And I've kind of noticed over the last 1.5 years since I've been gaining my weight back, you know, where my issues are. So my personal favorite meals are the ones that are beef based and easy, like burgers, taco meat, and meatballs, that sort of thing. And I do have like all that stuff on my channel, my full days of eating and stuff like that. Any sort of non-keto, low-carb, like pushing keto to people, but they're really not keto ingredients, like they have wheat and stuff like that. Those are my least favorite things, and those are things like I don't even like recommend whatsoever to anyone. So yeah, real food, really simple, like the KISS solution, keep it simple, keep it super simple. Keto Gen 130, hi Michelle. Hi girl. Few questions. How do you handle keto on the holidays? Did keto last year and fell off the wagon during Thanksgiving, New Year's, then got pregnant. Once I have baby, I'll be back on keto. Also, is breastfeeding possible on keto? Where do you get your recipe ideas? And where can I get that nice scale you use? Thanks. I got my scale, I'm gonna go backwards here. I got my scale on eBay forever and a day ago. I do have my Amazon store. I just kind of put the Amazon storefront together because they reached out to me and said, hey, do you want an Amazon storefront? I'm like, okay. And it's really convenient because then I can put all my favorite things into one little storefront. If you guys watch my videos, you're like, where's that, where's that, where's that? And it's all linked in my Amazon storefront. So if you want to check it out, if it's still available, it'll be on there. It's on Amazon and eBay, so check both those places. Having a scale and tracking and having you guys has been by far the best support and the best tools that I've had. You know what I'm saying? Holidays are actually so easy for me to like deal with, because you can keto-fy anything. And like say you got turkey at Thanksgiving or Christmas, you have ham or whatever. Just make sure that if you're gonna eat a ham and somebody's making it, they're putting glaze all over it, don't eat the glaze, don't eat it. It's not worth it, because you'll be like, okay, well I had that, might as well just eat everything else. Or if you're not like that, then good for you, because I don't know, it's just hard for me to handle sugar and carbs. But for me, I'll show you guys a spread. I'll post a picture. I also have it on my Instagram if you guys want to check it out, because I made keto pumpkin bars and holy cannoli. Those things were so good. It's like pumpkin pie, but I cut them into squares and like, you know, so they're easy finger foods or finger pies. And I did the almond flour crust. It was delicious, and honestly, it was just as good as having any other pumpkin pie. Biscuits, you know, I have buttery biscuit recipe. If you guys want to make those for Thanksgiving, you can make your gravy, just get your drippings and you put xanthan gum in there. You could even add a little cream to make it creamy, and then, you know, it thickens up and you can pour that all over everything. You can do like cranberries. You know, cranberries do have some sugar in them, natural sugar, but not a whole lot, so you can cook them down with erythritol and boom, there you go. You just make it, you know, use a sugar substitute instead, and make sure it's nothing with maltodextrin or anything like that. Maltodextrin is the worst. I just don't understand why these places put crap in everything. They ruin so many things. You know, I make things myself. You can do deviled eggs and basically live off of those things. And you can make them extra salty and add some butter in with the mayonnaise and mix it up. They get a little bit firm when you put them in the refrigerator, so they're so just decadent. I'm sorry you fell off the wagon, girl. I know it was so hard. And you know what? You can do keto when you're pregnant. You can do low carb. Like, I know a lady, and she has a PhD, and she's lactational counselor. She doesn't recommend doing keto when you're breastfeeding or pregnant or anything like that. I'm not really sure. I'm not a doctor. For me, I think that it would be okay. Just don't try to diet. Just eat your calories, you know what I'm saying? You could probably get away with more carbs too. So maybe do like 100 total carbs. I think that was her recommendation a long time ago. Is breastfeeding possible on keto? Abso-friggin-lutely. I breastfed my daughter the entire time. The only thing is that you have to make sure that you're eating enough calories. So, you know what I'm saying, and drinking enough water, but it's totally fine. In my opinion, you know, you can get a second opinion from somebody else or like a lactation counselor or something like that. But for me personally, I did it and I lost all of my weight while breastfeeding my daughter. And that was 110 pounds initially, so you can do it. You can totally do it. Just make sure that you're hydrated and eat enough. I gave myself an extra 300 calories on top of the deficit that I was going for. So basically I was eating at maintenance calories, and you know, because you're producing that milk and the baby's drinking that milk, and you know, you're basically burning calories feeding your baby, so you're gonna need those extra calories. And if your milk supply does drop, just eat more and drink more. Where do I get my recipe ideas? I've been a foodie my whole life. I've started watching food TV before there was the Food Network, you know, Julia Child with my grandma and stuff like that. So and my grandma and my aunt, they were just all up in the kitchen, just creating the most delicious things. And one day I would like to do a cookbook dedicated to my grandma and aunt, because they're both passed away, and they just made the bomb stuff, and it was so good. I'd like to keto-fy all of their, you know, all of my comfort food recipes. So someday. So how do you prevent constipation? From Marie J. Gomez. I already answered this one. For me, I use the Calm Magnesium. So that's how I prevent constipation, and also not eating a ton of cheese, and you know, making sure that I'm hydrated, because you want to make sure that your body is hydrated. It keeps things moving along. If things are dry, then it's just gonna kind of stick to your inside. So you want to make sure that you're hydrated, keep things all plump and juicy. You can also eat a lot of fiber. Personally, I'm kind of like on the fence on if fiber's like really that great. So you can go ahead, and my sister, she swears by chia seed pudding, so she's like all about that. Okay, so Heather Strand says, the best keto low carb reads. Okay, I have a little list on my Facebook group, Adapting to Keto, if you guys want to join. It's in the pinned post. We have 67,000 people, and we're strong. So that's what it looks like, Adapting to Keto. Let's begin. Because it's a group for beginners. We also have a dairy-free keto group, a fitness, fat-fueled fitness, and we also have a keto uncensored if you're struggling and like to kind of separate that sort of stuff from the group, because we don't want to discourage other people. All right, so here's the list of helpful books that I have, but since you probably can't see it, I'm going to read it off to you. We've got The Art and Science of Low Carb Living by Jeb Volek and Stephen Finney. Lies My Doctor Told Me, Medical Myths That Can Harm Your Health by Dr. Ken Berry, which I'm going to be collaborating with soon. American Biohacker by Russ Scala, totally cutting edge. Why Carnivores Are Always Thin by Ted Neiman. It's free on iTunes. We got Poor Misunderstood Calorie. I don't know all these names, but let me just go really quickly down the list. Big Fat Surprise, Death by Food Pyramid. That sounds cool. We got New Atkins for a New You, Cholesterol Clarity, Fat Fueled, Carb Night, Perfect Health Diet, No Fail Fat Burning for Women, Primal Body, Primal Mind, Why We Get Fat, Eat Fat, Get Thin. There's several books on here if you guys want to check it out. So yeah, there's that for you. Kaffee Fleurs. Sorry if I butchered that. How much did you lose your first month? Well, the first month you're gonna have your initial water weight loss because this is an anti-inflammatory diet, like I said, so you're gonna be like whooshing it all out. Some of it might be fat, but it's definitely not all fat. My first month, if I can even remember, oh my goodness, it had to have been somewhere around 15 pounds at least. So it's very motivational to get that first initial weight loss because it makes you not want to give up. You're like, I want to keep going, but don't be discouraged second week or third week if you like lose nothing, because usually by the first 2 weeks you lose a lot, and then third week, fourth week, maybe not so much. I started my weigh-ins, if you guys want to check out my playlist, I started my weigh-in videos at 4 weeks doing keto, and I went all the way until I lost my 110 pounds. So if you guys want to check out my journey, I did weigh-ins basically every single Monday. So I usually have that linked in the description box down below, but yeah, I would say around 15 pounds. Sorry. What are some YouTube channels you watch? By the way, I'm watching all your videos for the second time around. Aw, thank you so much, because watching my videos actually helps me like be relevant in the YouTube world, which is very hard to do. Even though I've been doing this 3 years, I've like not grown very much because I don't post enough. I know, I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, there's people that I like that might not do keto like I do, but they're doing what works for them, and that's cool. I've gone through lots of like watching different people. Sometimes I'll jump in and watch them here and there. Stephanie Keto Person is the first person that I watched keto related whatsoever. This was 2013. And she was the first person I watched when I was on bed rest with my son Nova. And I was like, I need to get this weight off, but I can't do anything. So I was watching her videos a lot. And she might be all over the place. She might have tons of energy, but she's keto. Come on, you guys. She's got that energy. Sometimes she's kind of hard to follow, but she's got great information and I just love her to death. So Stephanie Keto Person's one. Why can't I think? Kayla does keto, totally love her. She has a baby, so she's kind of like, you know, in the mommy and the baby and the keto, and she works out, and I'm like, how do you work out so much? Goody Beats is good, and then Jason Whitrock, he's pretty good. Like, they do a lot of, you know, they're men, so they keto differently than I do. They're about the working out, so, you know, that's cool and everything, but I don't know. But to get down to the sciencey people that I watch, Low Carb Down Under, Dr. Ken Berry. He posts so many videos. If you're looking for something particular, you just like, you know, could search Dr. Ken Berry and then whatever you want to know about, and he probably has a video on it. Dr. Stephen Finney, duh, I love him. He was my number one when I first started keto. Besides Stephanie Keto Person, he was my number one doctor like that I looked at. But he doesn't post very many videos. He's on Low Carb Down Under, so you know, you can look for him on there too. So I'm sorry if I missed anybody, and I don't like watch that many channels that are keto related. So if you have a channel and you're watching this, go ahead and comment down below what your channel is, so maybe everybody wants to, whoever wants to check it out can click. That'd be cool, because I'm not like the kind of person that's like, don't leave your information down below because I don't want you to try to steal my subscribers. Whatever, we're all in this together. We all like want to lose weight, and people can make their own informed decisions because we're all adults here, right? All right, so I'm gonna do one more. Fabby Tam says, how do you start? Well, you have to start by making a decision. Do you want to do keto? Do you want to have low inflammation? Do you want to, you know, fix your health? Do you want it? Do you want it? That's the first decision you have to make. That's how you start. Once you decide, I'm doing this, that's it. All in, baby. All in. Research, 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 and start right now. Don't be like, oh, I gotta finish all of my Rice Krispie treats. Oh, I gotta finish this, I gotta finish that. No, you don't. You don't have to do that. You might waste a little bit of money, and if you don't have money to waste, then fine. I understand what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck and not even like have money for food. You know what I mean? Like, get a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store, like split it in half for 2 days, maybe get an avocado, because it's possible to start. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can get a pack of chicken legs for like $4 on sale. Stock up on your chicken legs. You don't have to do grass-fed. You don't have to do all these fancy ketones and supplements. You don't have to do any of that. Get some pink salt or some sea salt or whatever. I like pink salt. Get some pink salt, get some water, eat some avocados, have some chicken, beef, steak, ground beef, whatever. Just start and then don't stop until you feel like you're feeling better, and 100% stay up on those electrolytes because you don't want to feel like crap. So how to start? Make the choice to start Start right now. Don't wait. And you know, you can do it, because I did it. I didn't think I could accomplish anything. I might have gained 30 pounds back, but you know what? Weight loss journeys are not linear. Like I did lose so much weight. I was so gung-ho hardcore, but you know, I did screw up a little bit as far as, you know, my hair started falling out. My nails almost split in half. Don't undereat, you guys. So I'm gonna end this video here, but if you want to start keto, start right now. There's no better time. Thank you guys for watching this first half of my Q&A. Let's get on to the second.